What's up everybody, it's DeBurdrack, and today we are back with another Pirate Software video, and this one is going to be a little interesting because I have some issues with how we found this information and how not only Pirate Software was talking, Dr. K was talking, and overall it was a very interesting watch. I did really enjoy the conversation, but at the same time I felt like it was not a good call on either of their parts. For one thing, Pirate Software basically spent hours justifying over and over again how he is not in the wrong and how anybody that disagrees with him is incorrect because they view him a certain way and that's wrong. They are wrong for thinking that he's arrogant and dismissive and that he's not taking accountability and that it's foolish and a waste of time for them to expect that he would give a apology, especially when he didn't mean it, and that he goes full Bobby, which is if he can just explain it this way or give this context, he doesn't want it to be incomplete. He wants it to be a complete thought. By doing so, cutting off conversation and presenting information with a tone and the method that he uses to express this information is very dismissive, and honestly it is arrogant, and the fact that he doesn't see that is like kind of concerning because to me it says something mentally is wrong with you that you don't recognize when you're wrong, or you just have so much pride, hubris, and ego that you are unwilling or incapable of actually admitting that you're wrong and taking accountability for it. Like the entire stream, pretty much any time that Thor spoke, he just refused to acknowledge that he might be doing something wrong. And when Dr. K pointed out that, you know, something he was saying was arrogant and that he has this way of coming off like an ass, I mean, he rightfully called him on his shit like more than once, which I was surprised by. But the thing for me is like, he's a therapist. So if you sit here and you lie or you talk around what the problem is, the therapist will find a way to get the information out of you. They know when they're being lied to. If they're a good therapist, they know. I could not believe the way that Thor had started the conversation, like breaking down, here's what happened. And he completely ignored like 90% of the context around what happened. He just talked about, oh, it was just this one thing. And then people just got really, really mad for no reason because it's the internet.
Yeah, so this whole thing started with like World of Warcraft Classic back in January.
Okay.
It was part of this thing called OnlyFangs, and you kind of meme around, you make characters, but it's hardcore, so if your character dies, you lose it forever. But it's a character in a video game, right? So we're doing this dungeon, and the call was made to run, but it's kind of before that is we did the dungeon before that in a group, and we failed. And it was like, oh shit, everybody's running, everyone's freaking out, and we all made it out alive on that one. So we decided to go back in. Probably shouldn't have done that. When you have a group that falls apart like that, you probably shouldn't do it again. But we went back in, and on this one, a poll was made that was way too big. We weren't ready for it, and then all of us fucked up. Like every single one of us did, including me. And I talked about it online for it. But there was a pinnacle moment where one of the guys said, run, run, run. So we all ran, because you're letting a guy be a shot caller. And then as I ran, he goes, why are you running to me? And I'm like, I could be a dick right now and be like, you told us to run, right? I could just like reflect that, be like, what are you talking about? Like, you did that. And I was like, what do you want me to do for you? Right. And I said, what do you want me to do for you? Look at my mana. Because it was mostly out of mana, but I had resources that I could have done for it. And I tried to make like kind of a light of the situation, and I was mostly irritated. It was an irritation response, not like a real accurate response. And it turned into this massive meme. And there's people in chat getting banned for it right now even. So for over 100 days now, these people did spam mana gem and you're out of resources and run away from your friends and all this kind of shit. And the thing that's crazy about that is, tying back into the ferret stuff, is when Ghost died, my YouTube got littered with comments saying Ghost died because she was out of mana.
Oh my God.
That's the shit that I'm getting every day now. Because these aren't people that give a shit about World of Warcraft. They're not people that give a shit about those characters. They're not people that care about any of this stuff. They just want to hate me, and they're doing everything they possibly can to do that in the most vicious and fucked up way I've ever seen. And it is thousands of people. It is not a small amount of people. It is thousands. And I get this shit every day. And then there's people that come in and they go, oh, it's so funny. I just said mana in his chat and I got banned. It's like, yeah, we banned 50,000 people on Twitch alone for this shit. 50,000 accounts so far for that. And about 14,000 have gotten unbanned because they put an unban request because they're like, oh, I didn't realize it was that big of a deal. And it's like, dude, this is crazy. It's been going on for over 100 days.
First of all, I don't believe that you've banned 50,000 people. I think that's a bold-faced lie, or you're just being dramatic to play up how big of a victim you are. Second of all, you don't think maybe that's part of the problem? Rather than just ignoring or not acknowledging the chat, you were deliberately going in and banning everybody? Like, dude, if your chat has turned against you, if 50,000 people are clowning on you in your chat, it is highly likely that you've done something wrong. But the thing that bugged me the most, honestly, was him talking about how he has like taken accountability and that he has seen nothing wrong with how he's handled the situation and he hasn't done anything wrong since, aside from, you know, my smug comment. It's like, no, dude, you didn't just make a smug comment. You refused to actually acknowledge your part in the situation. When he roached out and made a break for it, sure, his teammate made the call to run, but then they turned around. The other issue though is that you didn't just make the call to run, you made a break for it, refused to turn around and try and help your team while they were all trying to escape. And then when you got called on it, you used a spell to drop your mana because he had a shit ton of mana. He absolutely could have cast something to keep his team together and alive long enough to get the fuck out of there.
Boss coming too, watch out.
Yeah, well, I got shield wall. God damn it.
Run.
Just run. Can you target dummy?
I can target him, yeah. Should I do it?
Just kill the massive. Yeah, target dummy. Kill the massives.
No.
Also, are you fine?
Any
grenades, anything?
You can just
Heal him.
Yeah, just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
Boss is on me, setting bear form.
Snuppy, just run.
I can help a lot. Yeah.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
This
Look
is
at my mana.
savageable. Come
Innervate
on,
you?
man.
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More on the way.
Now. The mastiffs can be ice novas.
The idea that somehow the mage is going to save you from every scenario is not real. Go back and look at where my mana was during that. It's not shit.
To me, he's right that it's a video game and people shouldn't get this mad about it. I totally get the whole permadeath thing. I would be devastated too, especially if you have a character you've been building up over hundreds of hours, okay? But at the end of the day, it's still a video game. The problem that people are having is not they're upset because this game means a lot to them or their favorite streamer's character dying means a lot to them. The problem people have been having with Thor is that he has refused to actually genuinely take accountability and actually apologize for being a dick. You know, he says, yeah, I made a smug comment, but he doesn't apologize for making a quote-unquote smug comment, which isn't the only thing he did. When he got pulled into that call with the other guys trying to explain what the hell happened, he was extremely dismissive and he just refused to acknowledge that he had done something wrong.
So basically, you know, when you tell the narrative, you start with like, I made a mistake, everyone made mistakes, I was smug. And then there's a lot that comes after that. How would you feel about just ending it after that first paragraph?
I hate that.
Okay.
I have like an immediate emotionally angry response against that.
Very good.
Because it feels like idiocracy.
Okay.
It feels like that's too long, didn't read. I don't need all those words when few words do gooder. That I hate that shit. Like I super hate that kind of communication of like there's a lot of people who say like, oh, you should just say my bad, guys. No, that does not in any way explain a situation. That doesn't tell you any information that is real. It is hand waving for the masses in a way that is disingenuous to what happened and disingenuous to the people that are involved. I feel like to do that would be just me lying for the sake of lying so that people would fuck off.
You're missing the point. It's not about you, kiddo. It's about how you've made other people feel and how you've made other people feel based on your responses to the situation that you created. Everybody fucked up by making the call, whatever. Sure, that's fair. What's not fair is sitting here and saying, because everybody fucked up, I am therefore absolved of my part in this. I'm not going to take responsibility for what I did. That really just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, Thor, get your head out of your ass for 2 seconds. All he really had to do was say, y'all, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I was a bad teammate, won't happen again, or I'm gonna try not to let it happen again, and I'm sorry with the way that I responded to people. If you're really that far up your own ass about it, if you want this shit to stop, you need to actually acknowledge what people are pissed about. It would be in your best interest to mean it. If you're going to be sitting here trying to talk about how, oh my god, everybody fucking hates me and I don't understand why, and I'm the victim. If you actually have a sense of introspection, which he doesn't, based off of this conversation that he had with Dr. K, I feel like this wouldn't have gone the way that it did. And this is entirely his own fault. Like him sitting here bitching about people saying it was way too far that people said that Ghost died because she didn't have any mana. That was way too far. It's like, dude, oh my god. They're making fun of you. They don't know you. They don't know your fucking ferret. What they know is that you're a dick and you're self-absorbed and you refuse to acknowledge you've done anything wrong, and they're making fun of you for it. It is fucked up to bring in the ferret, but he's talking about it like they called him the N-word, like they're calling him slurs and telling him to take his own life. Like, he's talking about this situation like it's way more severe than it is. It sucks that he's getting bullied, and he's been getting bullied for months, but also he hasn't a single time genuinely acknowledged what he did wrong, let alone in a way that people would find acceptable. He's very dismissive, he's very passive aggressive with his language, and he's sitting here talking about like, I don't think that just saying, oh my bad, is incomplete, and it's bullshit. That's not an actual answer, and I don't see why anybody would want that, and I'm not going to do that because that's stupid to me. Everybody who has like a quarter of a brain would recognize this isn't just a friendly chat about drama that he's in. This is a therapist trying to get a person to have some introspection and trying to help them understand what he's doing wrong and how he can improve, trying to give him tools to improve his life in the circumstances he has put himself in. It was absolutely absurd, honestly. The whole thing to me was just kind of both on both of their parts. Thor should not have done this in front of people live. Dr. K should not have published this for people to watch. But I will say that in that conversation, he did give Thor some very valid advice and very valid criticisms that after watching the entire thing, if you can stomach it, I could only watch it by watching it through like Queeman and Chud. It's a tough watch, dude. It's a hard watch. It solidified that we are not going to get a genuine response from PirateSoftware ever, because he genuinely does not think he did anything wrong, and he will not take accountability for it. If not because he has no issue with his behavior, out of spite for how he feels he's being treated because he thinks he's the victim in this situation, when all he had to do was actually apologize. He could have just said, my bad, dude, I fucked up. He could have kept it very simple, and he just refused to acknowledge any wrongdoing. So all that being said, PirateSoftware is still a dirtbag. Dr. K, he had good criticisms, but I do not think this should have been published at all. This should not have been live streamed for anybody. And I think they both fucked up because now we know for sure Pirate's a lolcow and Dr. K is also a money shark. So that's all I have to say about that for now. Whenever we get more updates on Pirate, you know I'm gonna cover it. This guy can't stop because he doesn't know it would actually be good for him. And if someone told him it was, he would ignore it because he doesn't think so. But that's it, so I'll see you guys in the next one.